Today's lesson is about the key ideas in informational text. Yesterday, we talked about using the details to come up with a central idea, and the key ideas are kind of the same. It is going down from paragraph to paragraph and finding the key idea in each paragraph, and then these key ideas will also find a central idea. You should already have your note page in front of you. If you do not, please go get one. You will be following along, highlighting and writing the key ideas and central idea. Here I have provided you with a graphic organizer to show you kind of the process that we will be going through. We are going to look at the overall topic of a passage and then look for the main idea or the generalization. Then we're going to go down to each paragraph and identify the details so that we know that we're either pulling the key idea or the details, because we kind of need to know the difference. And then we'll use the key ideas to come up with a central idea. So the first thing I'm going to do is read the whole passage to you. I know your notes have it broken down into 3 paragraphs, but I'm going to read all 3 paragraphs so that we can kind of get the big picture of what we're talking about. Clara Driscoll, a pioneer woman of Texas education. Clara Driscoll, a prominent figure in the Texas history, was a visionary educator and social reformer. Born in 1864, Driscoll dedicated her life to improving the educational opportunities for children in the state. Her most significant contribution was the establishment of the Texas Library and Information Commission in 1909. Prior to Driscoll's efforts, libraries in Texas were few and far between, and access to books was limited. Recognizing the importance of education and literacy, Driscoll advocated for the creation of a statewide library system. Through her tireless efforts and persuasive arguments, she convinced the Texas legislature to pass a bill establishing the Texas Library and Information Commission. This commission was tasked with promoting the development of public libraries throughout the state and ensuring that all Texans had access to books and information. Driscoll's legacy extends beyond the establishment of the Texas Library and Information Commission. She was also a strong advocate for women's suffrage and served as the president of the Texas Equal Suffrage Association. Her commitment to social justice and her belief in the power of education made her a respected and influential figure in Texas. So, right out of the gate, what's this all about? Absolutely, it's about a pioneer for Texas education, Clara Driscoll. So now we're going to break down each paragraph. We're going to take a look at each sentence individually in that first paragraph and decide, is it a generalization or a specific detail? So sentence number 1, Clara Driscoll, a prominent figure in Texas history, was a visionary educator and social reformer. I think that one is a generalization. That also is going to tell me that this is likely the key idea of the paragraph, but let's read the others just to be sure. The second sentence, born in 1864, Driscoll dedicated her life to improving the educational opportunities for children in the state. The born in 1864 is a detail. So that one's definitely a detail. Her most significant contribution was the establishment of the Texas Library and Information Commission in 1909. That one is a detail as well. That was kind of supporting the idea that she was a visionary and a social reformer. So my first key idea is going to be that she was a visionary educator and social reformer. Now, what I've done is I've highlighted the key idea. So I want you to go ahead and highlight that key idea on your note page and go ahead and write it down in the space provided for the key idea of paragraph 1. Paragraph 2, sentence 1. Prior to Driscoll's efforts, libraries in Texas were few and far between, and access to books was limited. generalization or specific detail? Let's read on because it could be because a general rule is the first sentence is kind of the main idea, but let's make sure that there's not a better one. Recognizing the importance of education and literacy, Driscoll advocated for the creation of statewide library system. I think that's the key idea or the generalization, because that's essentially what this is about is Texas education and the library system. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that in mind, but I'm going to read through to double check. Through her tireless efforts and persuasive arguments, she convinced the Texas legislature to pass a bill establishing the Texas Library and Information Commission. This is a detail. This is a supporting detail describing how she did it. And then the last sentence, the commission was tasked with promoting the development of public libraries through the state and ensuring that all Texans had access to books and information. That is also a detail that supports the idea that she was advocating for the creation of the statewide library system. So again, I want you to underline that she advocated for the creation of statewide library systems, and then go ahead and write that on the key idea space available. So I think at this point, this taught us that the first sentence is not always the key idea. Let's take a look at paragraph number 3. Driscoll's legacy extends beyond the establishment of the Texas Library and Information Commission. Sounds like a generalization, but just like we learned in the last paragraph, it's not always the first sentence. So let's keep going. She was also a strong advocate for women's suffrage. Okay, so now we're moving on to the other idea that was given to us in this one. So I think that's the generalization, because the first sentence says that she moved past, she was more than just an advocate for libraries. And then the second sentence tells us what she's an advocate for. So I think that one's it, but let's keep reading to make sure. The last sentence is, her commitment to social justice and her belief in the power of education made her a respected, influential figure in Texas. So honestly, I think that sentence just kind of summarizes the whole passage. So for this paragraph, I think we will stick with the strong advocate for women's suffrage. So I think it's that second sentence is the key idea. So go ahead and underline it and write it in the blank provided. And lucky for us, I really think that this last sentence in that paragraph really summarized what this whole passage was about. So I think that's our central idea, that she was a leader who helped improve education and women's rights. And then she started the libraries and fought for the right for women to vote. That's what women's suffrage means, in case you didn't know, and you probably didn't. But she fought for women's rights to vote, and she fought and advocated for a statewide library system. So that's kind of the central idea. So go ahead and fill that in. And now it is your turn. Your notes should already be glued in your journal now that they are complete. The next thing you are going to be doing is a table group matching activity. You should have a page in front of you that has 3 paragraphs. You are going to read through those paragraphs and match the key. You should have 3 key ideas and a central idea. So you're going to match the 3 key ideas to the appropriate paragraph and then the central idea. Once you have completed this activity, you can ask for the answer key to make sure that you have it correct, and then go back into your Canvas assignment and complete the independent activity for key ideas or independent assignment. You're going to read another passage, find the key ideas and the central idea of this passage as well.